My name is Jewel and I am from Georgia. My relationship with my tattoos is not, every single one of my tattoos is not some deep, meaningful thing. Like, to me, tattoos are an adornment. If you get the right type of tattoo, it makes you more beautiful. Just like makeup, it's just permanent. And then it speaks to who you are as a human being and the essence of your soul in a way that, to me, makeup does not. I got my first tattoo when I was 18 years old. When I was a freshman, I just literally decided I'm gonna get a tattoo today. I've got some money. It was based on the Lisa Frank animals. Lisa Frank used to have like lots of leopards and jaguars in her collection, so I drew one and then I kind of customized it to have the Chinese kanji for beautiful, and so I got that on my back. So my next tattoos, I got my zodiac sign, which is Capricorn. Woo. And I knew I wanted a tiger, and so I just went and I picked one of their tiger flashes, and I had one going up and then I had one coming down, so it's almost like a yin-yang thing. When I realized that people could wear art on their skin, I was already hooked before I even knew like how it even got there. So we had these encyclopedias, and the encyclopedias have colored pages. You know, you would get to the parts about China and Asia, and you would see all of the artwork with the swans and the tigers and the dragons and the phoenixes, and I always thought that was very pretty. And then I would see documentaries where people have these same pretty images on their skin, and I was like, what? You are walking around with art on your skin? That is crazy. This tattoo represents my family in the sense of I have a little brother. He's 14 years younger than me. Elephant is my mom's favorite animal, and orange is my brother's favorite color. I'm sure you've seen the pictures of the elephants balancing themselves on like balls and shit. Like, you look at it, it's like it's impossible. My mom has tried to do the impossible to be there for her children, but especially my brother, because I'm grown. And so in instances where she's trying to damn near do the impossible and almost lose herself, it's like I'm trying to keep her life afloat while she's trying to support him. And then, you know, it's technically Africa. It's the part of the globe that you see. This is the Sankofa. This is literally Sankofa, and this is literally the Sankofa, because that's the jewel on the back. But this is also a swan, and it is also a sugar skull swan. So let's first establish the fact that we just pull in from different cultures, right? The concept of this tattoo is basically ugly duckling turning into a swan, realizing that just because you may not feel like you started off beautiful doesn't mean you can't finish beautiful. Also, the sugar skull means a lot to me. It's like realizing that death does not have to be a bad thing or something to fear, like thinking it's always negative. Sometimes death signifies the end of a long line of accomplishments, a rich life, right? And sometimes the things that live have a way of contributing in a bigger way than the things that had to die. So I've had some very disappointing relationships that caused me a lot of stress and a lot of heartache. And then just kind of, I got to a point where I was like really depressed and like not really feeling like I was worth anything. But I have to recognize that those relationships had to die in order to have me available for something that's better. And I had to remember that I literally had a childhood of being praised and celebrated all the time. Sankofa is about going back, remembering the past and the value of the past and going back. Go back to being in that space where you remember who you are, and you remember how talented you are, and you remember how much you inspire people. Tattoos hurt like hell, and I have a tendency to end up getting them when I'm dealing with stuff. And it's like, I don't really try to emote a lot, but if I go get a tattoo, it's like that pain comes out, and it's almost like therapy a little, because it's like, okay, you transform this painful moment into something beautiful, whereas in life, you don't actually often get to do that. Sometimes you just have pain and it fucking hurts, and then you just have to get over it. But at least when you have a tattoo, it gets you know that it's going to have a positive outcome. The outcome is you're going to have something dope. Schedule, and this is Melvin Todd, by the way. He's from City of Ink on Edgewood. Melvin has his characters. They're called loveless cherubs. They symbolize the complicated nature of love. So I do feel like I have a complicated relationship with my blackness, in the sense of I love black people, but black people do ratchet shit and stupid shit, and some of it is indoctrinated through slavery, but then I feel like some of it we really could have come up and overcome if we were like really, really trying and we were focused. At the end of the day, I feel like I would die for my culture, but I hate racism. So I would much rather resolve racism with love and compassion and understanding if I can. But if I ultimately had to die for it, I would. And that's basically what that symbolizes. She has the peace sign, because I am about peace. But she also has the black fist, because I will fight for my race if I have to. I will fight for my culture if I have to. And then she's holding a teddy bear, which is basically Panda. Banksy had the street art that he did, which was the panda with the two guns. And then somebody took that and was basically like, don't be a racist, be like Panda. He's black, white, and Asian. And so that's kind of like what it means to me. Is like, at the end of the day, just don't be racist. But if you really want to go there, I will fight you. I guess the boldness of it, putting that on my leg, it is that one. Because that is a bold thing to say. Because if anyone ever asks me that, what does that mean? I'm going to have to tell them the same thing. And it could one day be a white person. If somebody asks me, oh, that's a cool tattoo, what does that mean? And I tell them, oh, it basically shows how I support my family. That ain't no controversial story to have to tell. I don't think it's a big thing to say, oh, I love my family. It's a big thing to say, I'm willing to die for my culture.